In all you do, no let anybody buy you. Reactions trail the announcement that Maryam Sanda, who was sentenced to by presidential pardon by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Hello everyone, you're so much welcome. For those who have been current with the news online, especially for events that are very heartbreaking and of DV, one of those cases that stand out is this one between Maryam Sanda and Biliamino Bello. This couple were couples that, of course, you envy, you wish well, when they got married, because their marriage was just like every other young couple, beautiful, colorful, seemingly looking forward to a beautiful life together, living happily ever after. But we know that a lot of times happily ever after just exists in novels, not in real life. And unfortunately, this ended really badly. Sometime in 2017, we heard about what happened between these two, where they were said to have issues as a couple, bordering on infidelity on the parts, allegedly, of Biliamino. When that happened, of course, they had an argument, basbos, and all of that. And some of their friends came around. They tried to resolve, placating the wife, calming her down and everything. Reportedly, it was said that she saw, messages of another woman, her husband chatting another woman, and that actually triggered her and ticked her off. So they had it really bad. The argument was heated and all of that. Well, after the friends intervened, trying to settle them and all of that, she had a baby at that time, a toddler, so to speak, at that time, and she was also pregnant, So, despite all the pleading from the husband's friend, not to, for them to settle and all of that, he escorted his friends to their car. They had discussions and all that, and he was said to have mentioned to his friends that he doesn't feel like sleeping in the house that day. He felt like he doesn't want to sleep there. He wants to sleep somewhere else. And his friends were like, if you go and sleep somewhere else and leave your wife again, after that argument and after our involvement, it will be as if you've not forgotten what is going on. It will be as if, maybe you're even going to the other woman. So don't complicate issues in your marriage. Just go home. Go and hug your wife and have a good night's rest. And reluctantly, he was said to have gone back to his house where his friends left as well. But in the middle of the night, it was said that, he was he sleeping, or he had to maybe make prayers. Then she went into the kitchen and got obe. And that was when she stabbed him in multiple times. Yes, not just one stab, but multiple times. And this actually, is what people are thinking to be what could have come over her. What could have been so bad that she wouldn't have been able to stomach? What could have, made her so angry? And is, even if she was violent, even if she was really upset and triggered again, people would have expected maybe a fight, but this one was more than a fight. It was getting a KNIFE, we can't use the word, because of the platform, and using it multiple times on her own husband, the father of a toddler and responsible for the belle where she gets. How far can we go when we are upset? How close should we be to our spouses when we are upset? What should we do? What should we run from? This unfortunate incident that happened on the 19th of November 2017 is one that we can never forget in a hurry. It was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. And what people are thinking to be like, Is it really people? Is it is it is it just anger? That the worst that she could have seen on her husband's phone was maybe he planning to get married to another woman. As in, that's like the thing. And he's a Muslim. He has the right to get married to 4 wives. So apart from her, Islamically, he has the right to have 3 other wives. So what could be that trigger as in something that is so out of this world? And the truth is, nobody has the right to take another person's life. Forget the fact that this is coming from a wife doing this to her husband, because most of the time, it's always very loud when the husband does that to his wife. All hell will break loose. Women will be talking, saying, men are this, some men are this, some men are that. But this time around is on the other side. What kind of anger can engulf a woman to even do that to a stranger? How much more your lover, your friend, your husband, the father of your children? Is unthinkable. This clemency from the president was announced by the special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga. And Sanda, Maryam now is 37 years old because she spent 6 years and 8 months at the Suleja medium security prison correctional center, Bikotoza Center in Suleja. This decision, people are thinking, how did they get the presidential pardon? How did this come about? Well, according to Mr. Ononuga, he said the decision came due to begging from her family, that the begging was much. And they said they prayed that she was freed because of the best interest of her 2 children. God, oh. God, oh. He added that the pardon was also based on her good conduct in custody and a remorse and embrace of a new lifestyle. So those are the grounds. Pleas from the family because of her 2 children and also due to her good conduct while she has spent 6 years and 8 months in the correctional center. My people, now are those 2 reasons enough reasons why she should be left? Because of course the courts ruled and said that she should be sentenced to kpai. It's a lot to swallow. The question is, how would Biliamino's family take this? As a human being, if Biliamino happened to be your husband, your brother, younger or older, your cousin, how would you feel? Now to the other side of the divide. For Maryam, if you were to be Maryam's mother, sister, friend, or relative, how would you take this news of her clemency and presidential pardon? This life, no balance. This life is not balanced. You see, the crime of passion, the crime of jealousy that leads to the end of another person's life, those crimes are very, very, very triggering. Now, the worst case of how you treat your trigger, leave the scene. If Biliamino's friend, who were genuinely, interested to bring calm to the home by telling him, don't sleep out today, we just intervene to resolve a conflict between you and your wife. If you don't sleep in the house today, people will say, your wife will think that, you're also going to meet the alleged woman or whatever, or you're leaving her. And as a woman, a young wife who is also tending to a toddler and who is also pregnant, she needs you around. She needs you around. If they for no say that advice was going to cost him his life, because after they don't resolve the issue And Maryam, went back in, with his wife. They went to bed. They went to bed to sleep, thinking maybe the storm is over. Maybe the storm is over. Ha. When they say run, when you see and you smell violence in your marriage, don't wait. The man is gone, as in he is gone. She has to now leave, with that guilt of how will she explain to her 2 children, say, na she kpai their papa. How? Those children are constant reminders of the fact that she ended her husband's life. Constant reminders. Constant reminders. Some people are saying after a while she'll be flown abroad because they are both from influential families. And it was a major uproar that this caused years ago. If you will not stop talking about it, because this is one case that is different. We can't remember a case where clemency was granted to a wife who kpai her husband or to a husband who kpai his wife. Should we say it's grace speaking? And should we say that anger management should be a compulsory, because this is extreme anger. This is extreme anger. So anger management should be a core thing that everybody should have an idea of. Some people are naturally temperamental, and when they get angry, all hell can break loose, and they can do anything, as in anything, in the fit of anger. They can do anything. Perhaps you're dating someone and you notice bad anger management. It will be easy for you to run, no, before you get too involved. That's the truth. Because if you don't protect your life, no one will do it for you. May his soul rest in perfect peace.